In this video, we're going to talk about participles and gerunds in the SAT writing. What you need to know about participles is that they are essentially verbs forms. So all verbs have both a present participle, which is created by adding ing to the end of it, and a past participle, which is created by adding ed or n to the end of it. And that's going to create a verb that is in a different form, present or past. So we can just do a short example right now. Take the verb talk. Now, if we add ing, we have talking. That is the present participle. If we add talk, ed, we're going to have talked. That would be the past participle. So pretty simple, just conjugating the verb into the correct form. Now, participle phrases are phrases that begin with participles. They can be at the beginning, middle, or end of sentences, but importantly, they cannot stand alone. So an example of a participle phrase we could do is originating in Italy. Now, originating in Italy by itself is not a full sentence, but we can tack on a lot of stuff at the end to make it a full sentence as a part of that participle phrase. So we could say originating in Italy, pizza is loved worldwide. If we happen to put that at the end, then we would have a full sentence with that participle phrase at the beginning. Finally, we have gerunds. Now, gerunds are a little different. They're like participles in that you add ing to a verb, but in this case, it acts as a noun. The main giveaway of a gerund versus a participle is that you often have gerunds coming right after pronouns. So let's say, for example, you have the verb whistling, or you have the verb whistle. You've conjugated it to whistling. Now, if you put it just by itself, you'll think the verb whistling. He is whistling. But if we put his in front of it, his whistling, that is now a noun. We're using that as a subject. So let's move on to the question at hand. When your grandfather came to America 2 generations ago, he runs a small factory in New York. Now, first we have to understand what's going on here. Came is a verb in the past tense, and 2 generations ago is indicating that things are going on in the past. So we're looking for an answer that goes in the past tense. Ago, and then he runs a small factory. Runs is not the correct participle or the correct conjugation of that verb. So we're going to look for something different. No change obviously can't be right. Now, if we had a go running a, that's the present participle. That also doesn't make sense. Running a small factory in New York doesn't make sense if we're talking about when he came to America 2 generations ago. So we're going to get rid of that. He will run is looking towards the future, so that also doesn't make much sense. D is the only correct answer because we have he ran, which is the correct past participle. Run is a little bit different and irregular in the fact that we use ran instead of adding an ed or n to the end of it. So it's just a little bit different, but it's that same idea. We're using the past participle to describe a verb that happened in the past.